In news from the criminal courts, we learned that a man who pointed a gun at a woman at his business establishment has been granted pre-trial release. Another man answered to charges of driving under the influence after colliding with two parked vehicles. A St. Croix resident was arrested after police say he cashed checks that did not belong to him, and a mental health evaluation has been ordered for a fourth man who police say refused to get out of a busy roadway. 40-year-old Jamal Mingo, owner of the Corner Pocket Grill House and Nightclub, a popular venue in Kings Hill, was arrested Thursday after firing a gunshot into the air during an altercation with the mother of his child. According to the police report, the 911 emergency call center received a report at about 11:14 p.m. from a woman on Thursday, that is, from a woman who said that she was at Corner Pocket when Mingo, her daughter's father, fired a single gunshot into the air and also pointed his weapon at a family member. Responding officers interviewed several witnesses whose statements reportedly corroborated the woman's story. An inebriated Mingo is said to have begun a verbal altercation with the women inside the establishment that turned into a tussle that spilled outside. Mingo then reportedly ran back inside, returned with a firearm, and discharged a shot into the air. He is then alleged to have approached the women and pointed the gun in the face of one of them. A firearms registration check revealed that the man is not licensed to carry a firearm in the territory. Police then obtained search warrants for several locations, and during those searches, a firearm was recovered in a vehicle he claimed ownership of. Mingo was arrested and charged separately. Unauthorized possession of a firearm for the found weapon, with bail set at $50,000. For the altercation at Corner Pocket, Mingo was charged with unauthorized possession of a weapon during a crime of violence, unauthorized possession of ammunition, discharging or aiming firearms, third-degree assault, and first-degree reckless endangerment. Bail was set at $100,000 for those charges. A pre-trial release order has since been signed for Mingo, securing his release. Juan Dominici was arrested on Saturday after police say he caused an auto collision involving two parked vehicles. Officers were dispatched to Friedenhoy near the First Stop gas station on December 3rd and met with Dominici, the driver of a gold Ford F-150, who was sitting in the driver's seat. He complied with police requests to get out of his truck, and officers noticed his unsteady gait as he walked towards the police cruiser. Officers also took note of Dominici's red, watery eyes, as well as a strong alcohol odor coming from his person. He told police that he'd had one or two drinks, and officers noted his slurred speech as he recounted his version of events leading up to the crash. Dominici failed the first of 3 standardized field sobriety tests. Because the road surface was so uneven, police took him to the Traffic Investigation Bureau to perform the other 2 tests, but he refused to do so. He did agree to a chemical analysis and took 5 tries before the intoximeter registered a blood alcohol content of 0.198, more than twice the legal limit. Dominici was arrested and charged with driving under the influence and having an illegal blood alcohol content. Investigations revealed that Dominici was traveling east on Nicholas Friday's Drive. A concerned citizen said they saw him swerving in and out of traffic in the Red Hook area before he allegedly struck 2 parked vehicles. In court on Monday, a judge ruled that Dominici be allowed to post $500 in cash to secure his release. He is barred from leaving the St. Thomas and John district without the court's written permission and must report to the probation office every week. His driving privileges will be suspended for 90 days, and Dominici is prohibited from consuming alcohol or any controlled substance, as well as possessing a firearm, ammunition, or dangerous weapon. Hector Bermudez Jr. is the second man to face charges in connection with fraudulent checks being written against the account of the owner of Armstrong Ice Cream. Last month, we reported that Ariel Peterson had been arrested and charged for allegedly forging 2 checks from the businessman's checkbook, which was in the center console of his vehicle. Peterson, over the past 4 to 5 years, had been regularly hired to do odd jobs for the man, one of which included washing his truck and cleaning the inside. The complainant said that in May, while doing some online banking, he came across some suspicious activity. 2 $500 checks had been cashed against his account, neither of which he had written or signed. One was in the name of Peterson, his odd jobs man, and the other was made out to Hector Bermudez. He reported the matter to police on May 9th, and the Economic Crime Unit began its investigations. Police confirmed that Bermudez was the man who accompanied Peterson to Moe's gas station in July to cash the check. The proprietor of the gas station told officers that Bermudez often cashed checks at his establishment and confirmed the check numbers as the ones that were presented for encashment that day. A warrant was issued in October for Bermudez's arrest, and he was subsequently arrested and charged with obtaining money by false pretense, forgery, and grand larceny. In court on Monday, a judge ruled that Bermudez be allowed to post $200 in cash, with the remainder of his $20,000 bail requirement posted as an unsecured bond. The usual bail conditions apply, and his next court appearance has been scheduled for April 19, 2023. In other matters, a mental health evaluation has been ordered for Felipe Rodriguez, who refused to get out of the roadway when asked to, police say. According to the probable cause fact sheet presented in court, on Tuesday, police were dispatched to Moravian Highway adjacent to the Niski Center because a man was running in and out of traffic. When they arrived, they found Felipe Rodriguez in the middle of the roadway. Officers asked him multiple times to remove himself from the heavily trafficked road. However, Rodriguez ignored the commands and instead told police that he would sue the government if officers put their hands on him. Despite his threat, Rodriguez was arrested and charged with interfering with an officer while discharging his duties. While this is his first contact with the criminal justice system in the USVI, investigations found that Rodriguez has an extensive criminal history on the US mainland. He was most recently arrested for falsely identifying himself in 2021. In court on Wednesday, a judge ruled that Rodriguez be allowed to post $1,000 in cash to secure his release. Once he can do that, he will be barred from leaving the St. Thomas and John district and must report to the probation office twice a week. The court would consider modifying his bail conditions if he can identify a suitable third-party custodian to be vetted and approved. Apart from the mental health evaluation that is ordered, Rodriguez is also prohibited from using alcohol or any controlled substance, as well as from possessing a firearm, ammunition, or dangerous weapon.